Here now, NewsNation senior national security contributor, retired Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Happy holidays to you. Nice to see you as always. I spoke with retired Navy Captain Armin Kurdian this week about this situation in the Red Sea, and he was pretty critical of the U.S., saying that we haven't done enough to prevent what we're seeing happen in the Red Sea. Is there some truth to that this situation has gotten worse because we have not protected the freedom of navigation adequately?
You know, I think I would generally agree with that, Marnie. What has become, you and I talked about this several weeks or so ago, the Houthis were a little bit, from a regional aggressor here with shipping in the Red Sea sporadically. Now it's having, as Secretary Austin said, an impact on global commerce. And it seems as if we're about a step or half step behind the actions of the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen now that are pretty much controlling globally impacting commercial shipping, as we see on our screen right now. That's a helicopter deployed terrorist group taking over a commercial ship, which is now compelling major international shipping to avoid the Red Sea, go around the Cape of Good Hope, as Tom clearly reported. And so this is a very very dangerous situation. My final point on that is, our men and women on USS Carney and other ships in the Red Sea and elsewhere are certainly in harm's way with these drones that are overflying or potentially being used to target our ships and commercial shipping, as well as these cruise missiles and ballistic missiles. So it's very confounding, very concerning.
So you've got this group of countries, almost a dozen or so, that are now involved, and you can discuss the point whether that should have happened sooner, but it's happening now. What will it take to resume the confidence of these shipping companies to go back to these routes? What types of things will they be looking to see before they feel it's safe to travel through the Red Sea and up?
They'll be looking for visible deterrent operations. That would be U.S. naval ships in the Red Sea. You'll see other nations, flag nations, as I mentioned, Tom mentioned, Spain, United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Norway, and so forth, also on patrol in the Red Sea, making sure that those international sea lanes are open for free trade and commerce. They'll also be looking on the diplomatic front to make sure that the United States remains very strong, and so forth. But again, I think this is going to be not necessarily the end of the Houthis' action. Again, they're Iranian-backed. They have got what we call this ring of fire around Iran, around Israel, that Iran leads with Hezbollah to the north and Hamas in Gaza and sort of the Houthis now in Yemen. So there's not just a tactical play here, but a strategic play, Marnie. But back to the commercial shipping and other, commerce moving through the Red Sea, they'll be looking for, sustained naval operations flagged and led by the United States, but not just for the next couple of days or weeks, but probably for months now.
The U.S., as you have seen reported, is urging Israel to tone down its approach in the war in Gaza. What does that look like to you militarily?
Well, it's very confounding to me if I'm a military leader, certainly on the ground in Gaza. If I'm part of the Israeli Defense Forces, the leadership, as they've been very successful in the north and through Gaza City and so forth, and now they're turning their attention towards the south, where Hamas leadership is now, they're holed up. Certainly the hostages have moved out of the northern part of Gaza because Israel controls that part, and now in the south. I believe that Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to stay the course. All the while, though, there's lots of domestic pressure on him to get the hostages home safe and sound. So it's a very, very difficult situation. I don't believe you can have one without the other, however. I still think you need to be very focused on operations that are, from the land and the sea and certainly the air. But you've got to also be very careful, because he's on a political clock here, both domestically at home and internationally. That civilian casualties are kept to an absolute minimum, that you'll probably see more of it rather than the blunt instrument that perhaps we saw up in the northern part of Gaza a couple weeks or so ago, more surgical, more special operations, and so forth. But nonetheless, I think he's got to play the diplomatic role here. I mean, he being Prime Minister Netanyahu. All the while, he's got to really stay hard, against Hamas leadership and Hamas their foot soldiers that are controlling part of the southern part of Gaza.
Keep those lines of communication open. Lieutenant General Richard Newton, appreciate your perspective as always. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.